we thank you for serving, but if, you have to look the part if you want to be invited to celebrate the 250th on my birthday.
All right, you guys, what should have been one of the easiest wins imaginable has somehow turned into yet another political controversy. We're talking about America's 250th birthday celebration, an event that in theory should be able to bring people together regardless of political affiliation, but now a number of performers are pulling out, some saying they were misled about the event being nonpartisan, and the rollout itself has become a target of criticism from both the left and the right. The question is this another example of politics infecting everything? Or has the celebration become so closely tied to Donald Trump that people no longer see it as a national event? Let's take a look.
Tonight, the show must go on, or does it? The majority of the headliners have now dropped out of the DC concert series to celebrate America's 250th birthday. The reason? A number of them say that they were misled about the event being nonpartisan and not political. Megyn Kelly says it's not just the left making fun of the embarrassing rollout.
This has been a disaster from start to finish. Everyone responded by laughing at it. I tried to find somebody defending it. Like, I went to the Republicans who I follow on X, and trust me, I follow thousands of them. They were all ripping it too. No one was impressed. It may sound mean, but it's true. No one was impressed.
Now, this is what immediately caught my attention. The criticism here isn't only coming from Trump's usual opponents. Even people who generally lean conservative are questioning how this rollout was handled. And that's important, because once criticism starts crossing ideological lines, it becomes harder to dismiss it as just partisan attacks. Whether you support Trump or not, if an event celebrating America's 250th anniversary becomes a punchline before it even starts, that's a problem. But the panel quickly shifts to why so many performers may have wanted distance from this event in the first place.
So they started with a list of artists that frankly were not the A-list of stars, but most of them are now out. I mean, here are the ones who have canceled: Bret Michaels, CNC Music Factory, one of the founders at least, the Commodores, Martina McBride, Milli Vanilli, Morris Day, Young MC. Only a few are still on there: Flo Rida, Vanilla Ice, and Freedom Williams.
That's the CNC.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice made a video.
The other
I was really
CNC
excited
Music
about
Factory person. But it seems like people just weren't aware that there was this partisan element to it. And when they found out, they bailed. And now there's kind of not much of a concert.
Yeah, it's kind of exhausting. Like, everything's so politicized now, and it's ironic that it's for the 250-year anniversary of the founding of the country, because sort of the point of the founding of the country was to sort of bring a group of people together and move on, and we can't even get together and agree on a birthday party. Like, can we just have a cookout, watch fireworks, eat hot dogs, get drunk, and argue with our family? Like, isn't that what everybody wants to do on the 4th of July?
No. I mean, I think it is that serious. I think some of the things that we've seen come from President Trump have literally killed people. There was a Harvard report that said that there's going to be an extra 16,000 deaths just from the cuts to Medicaid. I mean, these are serious issues that people carry with them every single day. So President Trump is deeply unpopular. He's very popular online among his groups, but in surveys, the data tell us that President Trump is extremely unpopular. People don't want to connect themselves to his brand. I'm not surprised by it.
I think sometimes, though, to your point, it's hard to congregate everyone today of both sides of the political aisle to celebrate America's 250th birthday, because we can't all agree that the founding fathers were actually brilliant visionaries. There's a lot of people on the left.
Slaves.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that we're
that's fair. But then embedded in the founding documents was essentially the blueprint to undo that historical grave evil, which happened with the Civil War, which we prosecuted. It was such a bloody conflict. By the way, we fixed that. A lot of countries we fought it. We killed each other.
Who's we? Well,
Americans killed each other. Brothers killed brothers.
This is really the heart of the disagreement. One side sees these cancellations as evidence that artists don't want to be associated with Trump politically. The other side sees it as proof that everything has become unnecessarily politicized. But regardless of where you stand, there is one reality that can't be ignored. In today's political environment, public figures are constantly weighing how every appearance might affect their audience, their reputation, and their careers. That calculation is now part of almost every major event. And then the discussion takes an interesting turn when they start debating America's founding itself.
So that they could end that horrific abuse and remove that.
And it took 100 years for people of color, for black folks to get equal rights in this country and be able to vote. So, I mean, I'm just
pointing out, though, that
I think that Caroline is making a fair point, which is that what's supposed to make the United States different from other countries is is a ability to self-correct, that the Constitution can be amended, that it can be fixed, that we can take things that were part of the flaws of the founding documents and fix them down the road. But none of that is really center stage in some of the planning for this 250th. It's become, in a lot of ways, about Trump's vanity in terms of the physical space of the White House
because of him.
and Washington. There's this UFC fight that he's planning, set for his birthday. It's supposed to be celebrating the 250th. One of the details we learned today was that they want troops there, but according to our reporting, one defense official said the selection requirements for those soldiers send a very clear message: no fatties.
Well, I guess Trump can't get invited then. I mean, the double standard. It's absurd.
There are military standards for sure about physical fitness, but I don't know. I think that kind of messaging just seems to be just such a distraction.
But Abby, it's on brand. It's tacky. It's low class. It's obviously hypocritical. Donald Trump isn't exactly a paragon of health here. Like, you've got to be kidding me. And for them to denigrate our men and women who are serving this country, saying that, oh, well, we thank you for serving, but if, you have to look the part if you want to be invited to celebrate the 250th on my birthday that the American taxpayers are paying for. I mean, it's just so obnoxious that Trump continues to use our military.
This is one of those conversations that always generates strong reactions because both sides are focusing on different parts of the same story. One side emphasizes the ideals and vision that helped create the country. The other emphasizes the flaws and injustices that existed at the same time. The reality is that American history contains both. You can acknowledge important achievements while also recognizing serious failures. And honestly, part of the challenge of celebrating 250 years of America is figuring out how to talk about both without turning every discussion into a political battlefield. But the conversation becomes much more heated when they start discussing Trump's role in shaping the event itself.
As political props, you think, this guy is a draft dodger who thinks they're suckers and losers and doesn't get the point anyway. So it's
I think Dana White is paying for the first thing. I think Dana White is paying for the
General
UFC
John
fight.
Kelly's greatest hit. So take it up with
Are the taxpayers paying for the UFC fight, or is Dana
UFC
White
paying for it?
I thought Dana White was paying $35 million.
So do you think that the security that goes into it,
this is
building that go into it?
I agree.
Jamal Simmons was on the previous show, Kaylee Collins' show. And he said, the president has the right to do this, host any event. The previous president had topless trans on the South Lawn, and now we got UFC guys.
Are we going to ignore the topless trans? Unfortunately, that is true.
Are we going to ignore the topless trans on the South Lawn?
Abby made a great point. Abby made a great point about, I just want to say one thing. You made a great point about co-opting the 250. And I feel as an American, it's been co-opted for political reasons. And I'll give you both sides do it, but this side is in power right now. So the spotlight is on them. A face on a $250.
Notice how this discussion is no longer really about the concert. It's now about Donald Trump himself. That's actually part of the larger issue. For supporters, Trump energizes events and attracts attention. For critics, his involvement overwhelms everything else and turns national moments into personal branding exercises. And that's why this debate has become so polarized. People aren't evaluating the celebration itself anymore. They're evaluating what they think about Donald Trump.
Bill, 250 this, 250 that, this concert. Josh, I kind of agree with you, but at the end of the day, are we not going to literally look at each other anymore if we don't agree politically? Let people go, let people listen to the music they want to listen to, and let the people play. But I feel like every single thing is so politicized, and I feel like this beautiful celebration is being co-opted by the politicians.
Because
we're going to hit pause for a second, and we'll continue on the other side.
And honestly, this is where the entire conversation comes together. What should have been a straightforward celebration of America's 250th anniversary has become a debate about political identity, public perception, and Donald Trump's influence over national events. The reality is that America 250 should be one of those rare moments where people from completely different political backgrounds can celebrate something larger than themselves. Whether you're conservative, liberal, independent, or somewhere in between, the country's history belongs to all Americans. But in today's environment, almost everything gets filtered through politics first. Supporters of Trump will argue that critics would oppose the event no matter what because they oppose Trump himself. Critics will argue that Trump has a history of turning public events into extensions of his personal brand, making neutrality impossible. And that's exactly why we're seeing this controversy unfold. What's interesting to me is that both sides seem to agree on one thing. This rollout has not gone according to plan. The disagreement is over who's responsible. Is it because artists overreacted to politics, or is it because the organizers underestimated how politically charged Trump's involvement would make the event? At the end of the day, a celebration of America's 250th birthday should ideally be bigger than any single politician. Whether that actually happens remains to be seen. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think these performers were right to pull out, or do you think national celebrations should be separated from politics altogether? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.